Hello, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Oh my goodness, guys. I am here today with the message of follow the flow. When things start to work for you and you get one hint after the other and you take action upon each one of those, you will see your life transform for the better in record times. And so this is what we're talking about today: how to recognize the signs, how to go with the flow, how to allow yourself to be carried there and change things drastically. So I have spoken about this prior, that I have noticed that in my personal life, there are 4 times during the year in which the energy is really aligned with me, to really support me in what I want to do and to really carry me to my goal with ease and speed. And these times for me, I have noticed, and I'm telling you this so that you can search in your own database of your mind, of your thoughts, of your experiences. This happens for me usually at the end of January, beginning of February. It happens also in August, beginning of August, like first couple of weeks. It also happens in November. Lots of things happen for me in November. I'm missing one because I believe it's somewhere in April, the fourth one for me, and the spring one is usually slower or less prominent for me, but it's still there. Okay, so I have noticed, and this is what I want you to do. I have noticed that during these periods of times in my life, and this is year after year, guys, without me noticing, this is what I'm telling you, because you're going to think back about you and when things worked for you. I think it's the end of April, actually. Yeah, it is end of April, beginning of May. My fourth one. You will notice when you have had huge breakthroughs, huge aha moments, or when things have like really turned for the better for you, when you have followed the hint or the download or the gut feeling. Okay, so you will notice this. It happens about 3 to 4 times each year for all of us, and it is a different time of the year for each one of us. This is why I keep referring to, like, hey, this happens for me during these periods of times, because it's all related to your birth chart and the way that the stars were aligned when you were born, and your human design and all of that stuff, which I don't follow at all, so I cannot help you with that part. But if you're a human design person, or if you're into that stuff, it's for a reason. But you don't need to know it, because I don't really know it. I mean, I had my chart read, and I have it in different places, but I still don't understand it. So it's just not my thing, which is fine, right? We all have our own strengths in different things, and it doesn't have to be the same thing for us. Okay, so pay attention. When was it last year, 2023, that you had huge breakthroughs or huge aha moments, or when you made a decision about something and it happened, like, or you got there like really fast with ease? And with ease means that you are getting time after time the next step, the next step. This is the next thing, this is the next thing, and you're doing the work. It's kind of like 1st of January. How many people go on a new diet on the 1st of January? This is where I'm going to do it. Or they start the gym membership, right? Memberships at the gyms are like all-time high in January, and people really want to go all in, and they start and they'll go for a couple of weeks, and by the end of January it's already down by 50% of all the people who had the intention of doing it, right? And so notice, when are these times for you that it has worked? And this is important for you to notice, when are the times that things work for you, so that you can take notice, so that the next time it comes up in the cycle, you can put it together and say, hey, oh, I remember last year at this time I had this huge breakthrough. So this year, when you get to that period of time during the year, when you get a hint, when you get a thought, now you're putting it together and you're going in it with even more intention. So it's going to give you even faster, bigger, better results than you would have if you don't pay attention. So last year, around this time, I had made my list of over 100 things that I wanted to manifest, right? And I made a list of like, wouldn't it be nice if, and then I would fill in the sentence of what I wanted. And then what I was doing is I was reading this list every morning and evening, sometimes just once a day because I didn't have the time, out loud. And as I would read my list, I would get more and more excited. My energy would rise. Why? Because I was stating out loud the I am statements of things that I wanted to create, things that made me feel happy. And so, because I was putting my intention and my mind into the things that I wanted, my energy naturally started to rise, right? So, this is one of the ways that I teach on how to manifest what you want. And one of the things that I had there, I wrote, I would like to become an author. Then right after that, I was like, actually, I would like to be a best-selling author. I wrote that. And within a week, I started receiving and noticing on my feed, on my emails, things that were offering, hey, become a best-selling author. And I was like, what? Right? Like, I didn't even know that was a thing, right? And I made a connection with someone. I hired the person. I wrote my chapter in my first collaborated books, which is The Voyage and the Return. And that book did make it to best-selling book last year. And this all happened because I set the intention. This is what I want, right? This is what I wanted. And then I follow the hints. So the hints are the emails I receive with some type of information that refer to it, the information that I was scrolling through on my feed, and I stopped and I read it, right? So then I paid attention to that, right? I asked for it. The universe started delivering by sending me messages like where I could get information so that I could achieve my goal. And then I had to take action. And so the action I had to take was contact these people or this email or this feed and see what they had to offer, see how it works, see how it would work for me. And then from there, I had to make a decision as to which one felt better for me, because there was a couple. It wasn't just one. It was a couple of different ways that I could have gone in order to publish my book. And I chose the one that felt best aligned with me. So I chose it. I signed up for it, and then I wrote my chapter. This is the next thing, guys. My chapter was written like within a week. And then I just did some revisions and I was done literally by the end of February. So my chapter in that book was written beginning to end, edited, and all done, submitted by the end of February. And I had set my intention about around the third week of January that this is what I wanted. And then that chapter got included in the collaborated book that had several authors, and then it ended up being best-selling book, which made me a best-selling author, which is exactly what I had asked. This would not have happened if I had received those emails, looked at them, thought about them, oh, this looks good, maybe I should do it, and then forgotten about it and not taken action. This is the part where we lose that big wave of energy that comes towards us because we fail to move forward. The universe loves speed. I'm going to say that again. The universe loves speed. So you ask for something, you get the hint, you get the idea of like, oh, maybe this, and then you do it, and then it takes you to the next, and it takes you to the next, and it takes you to the next. It's not going to take you to the next step if you don't take that first step first, right? So there's several steps. If you want to go from New York to California and drive, just get there, right? You have to go through all the other states in between. So you have to take the step of going, getting in the car and start driving and start going in that direction. And then you have to go state after state and town after town until you get to your destination, right? And that's like a really long destination going across the state. I should have picked something shorter. But you get the point, right? You have to take that first step. So this is exactly how the universe works. And you have to be attuned to the messages, to the clues that are being given to you, and go with it, go with the flow. It's going to feel fun, it's going to feel easy, and you're going to arrive at the next step right away. And that's how it works. So, first of all, pay attention. When are the times during the year that you have noticed that you have gone through huge up levels in your life, or like things have really worked out for you? That's number one. And then take notice when you make a decision and you're in that window of time and you remember, oh, wait, I had this idea, this other idea last year at this time, and you work fast. So I must be in my window this year. And therefore, pay attention to what is the next step. Pay attention to that and begin to take action so that you can get the second clue, the second place, right? Now, what happens if you don't? I'm going to give you a different example of when things did not work for me. So I told you that one of the times that things really work out for me is August, and it's usually the beginning of August. And I remember specifically when I had graduated college and I wanted to start my master's degree, that I was looking at colleges and I had found one that I liked, and I didn't enroll for whatever reason. And then August came by and I got this email. I believe it was from the university that I was planning on going. And it said enrolling starting and classes start in September, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to do this. And I got all excited. And I was like, yeah, I want to do this. I looked at the classes. I looked at, what was available. I just looked at it. And then, so I took action, right? But then I dropped it. Life got in the way. I got distracted. I did other things and I didn't do it. And then at the end of August, it was like the very last week of August, I remember. I was like, oh, wait a second. Aren't those classes beginning in the beginning of September? I should go look at it. So I did. And guess what? The classes were closed. They were already filled. They were full. And I couldn't get in. And I was like, oh my gosh, I lost my window. And I actually had that thought. I lost my window. And now I had to wait for the following semester, the winter semester or the spring semester, to sign up. And I did that because then I had put it together like, oh my gosh, I lost my window of opportunity here. I saw it. I was excited. I wanted to do it. Everything was aligned, but I failed to take action my window of opportunity. So when I remembered again, because I knew classes were starting at the beginning of September and it was the very last week of August, and I went to do it, it was closed and I couldn't get in for the program that I needed. I just had to wait if I was going to go to that place. There was just no room. And I remember that. And so when time came around for the next semester, I was paying attention. And I told you my next window of opportunity is January, right? So paying attention. I was waiting for it. And then when it came through, I signed up right away, like on that same day. I do this all the time now with emails. If I read an email, somebody wants something, I need to take action right there and then. Otherwise, what happens to that email? It gets lost in all of the other emails you get, and then you forget about it, and then you can't find it, and then you just don't take action. So being aligned with your window of opportunity, which comes with a huge wave of the universe saying, here you go, make it easy for you, take action now. That's going to take you to the next level, to your destination, so much faster than if you lose it. So let's say I didn't take action on my book writing last year, and I let that window end. And then in March, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. I will start looking for it, finding again who it is that I feel aligned with, sign up for it, maybe pay for something. Maybe the price would be like double or more than what it was when the universe was giving it to me, right? And all of these things would happen that will take longer and it will be harder. Harder is like more difficult to get in, not having people answer you back right away, being more expensive that now you're feeling strapped for cash, or like you can't afford it, like all these things. That's difficult, right? As the other one is like, okay, done, here you go, let's start, right? So it would be harder. I would still get to my destination if I made my mind and if I took action and if I went that way, but it's not going to be as fast and as smooth, as easy and joyful as if I took that wave of opportunity that we all have in our lives. So pay attention, figure out when are your windows of opportunities, because they're going to be there. Just think back of last year, like when were the times that things happen, and it's going to be 3 or 4. It's usually 4. One of them is a little bit less obvious than the other, just like it is with me. And then go back another year, go back to something else. Maybe it's the year you got married, right? Or the year you got engaged, and it's like several years back, and like look at it, what month was it, what week of the month was it, and see how it coincides, because that's how you're going to find those times that are aligned for you to take action. So for me, another thing that just happened this month, right? So again, this is my window. Like right now, this is my window. Um, Something else happened. I put it out there to the universe, and it was delivered, and I answered it, and there it is, right? It's like answering me. Here we go. This is what you need to do. Great, let me do it, and I start working towards my goal right now, and it works so easy. I'm going to give you another example. I'm looking for a different school for my son. Looking for a place for him to go. I set up a visit. You know how they have like this, like the kid goes to visit the school and see if they like it or how they like it or if it's a good fit. And I did that, right? So I made a call, and they were able to get me in like the next day, right? Now that right there tells you I'm working with the universe, or the universe is working with me, because you make a call and all of a sudden, yeah, this is a good time. And it's like the next day. The universe loves speed. So right there is the clue, right? Then that evening, I take my son to a sports event that, he's involved in. I go there, and right next to where I'm parking, there's another car that's parking, and they have a sticker on the back of the car of this new school that I'm going to go. Like, that's not a coincidence, right? It's like, oh, I'm looking at the school, I made an appointment, it happened, and now I'm parking next to a car of a lady who has a sticker from that school. And then a child comes out of that car, and the child is about my son's age, a little bit bigger. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to this parent. So I take my child to the event, and I go to this woman, and I introduce myself, and I started asking her, like, hey, like you go to this school. I mean, your son goes to this school, and I'm thinking about it. And we start talking. She gives me a lot of inside information, which is what you want when you're looking for something like this. We ended up talking the entire time. It was such an amazing feeling and great fit, right? That we had this whole conversation for like an hour. It was amazing, right? And then this morning, here we are. I'm taking my child to the school so he can try it out and whatever. But it's like, this is what I'm talking about. When the universe is really putting those clues next to you, and then it is up to you to take action. So I could have seen the car that had that sticker there and seen the woman and then done nothing, right? The universe is saying, hey, here's a person you can talk to that goes to that school, and you can find information and maybe make friends or connections or whatever it is. Now it's up to me to take action and make that connection, right? And so that's what I did. That's how it works. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm looking to have more abundance and more money in my bank account. And then you just sit there dreaming about it and thinking about it and visualizing it and meditating, which a lot of us do. And then expect for it to just show up. Now, yes, if we were really more advanced, that could actually happen. But we are not there yet, because we're still living the human experience with our dense human bodies. But when you're able to actually get there, yeah, that could happen. But right now, you actually need to take action. You need to take action on the next step, and then see how the energy flows, how everything works through for you, right? And this is what you're being called to do right now. Set up your goals. What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you're dreaming about having? And then take action when you receive those little bits and pieces that seem like synchronicities, that seem like coincidences, that seem like, wow, like how did that end up happening? Yeah, that's what it is. Take action because that's how it seems. That's how it shows up for you. It's nothing big, gigantic, like big fireworks and somebody's walking through and making an announcement. Ooh, I'm from this place and and I'm here to help you with your thing. No, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be very subtle. It's going to be a sign, an invitation. Maybe you see a sign on a coffee shop saying, we're having a group to play chess or checkers or whatever it is on Thursday night, and you feel like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then you go. And then when you go, you meet somebody who perhaps you're looking for love, that you fall in love with, and it's the perfect match. Or maybe it's somebody who is looking for someone in their business that you are the perfect fit for them to hire. Or maybe it's the person who publishes books and you have your book ready to be published and someone to look at it. Does that make sense? That's how it works. So when you are going around your business, especially if you're in your window of opportunity where that big wave is going to come and give you that push for things to happen faster and easier and smoother for you, then take action whenever you see something and you feel like, right, that little part inside of you that gets you excited, right? Like, wow, look at that coincidence. No, it's not coincidence. That's the universe giving you the next tool. Take action before that wave falls over, and then you have to wait for the next one, which the waves come in about 3 months each, right? So it's very well organized by the universe, so that you take the wave, you work through it, and then by the time you complete that, you're ready for your next goal, and you're empty and ready for your next up level. And this is why it's set up that way. Okay, I just channeled that. So all right, guys, loving you, sending you so much love. If you are liking this podcast, please like it, subscribe to it, and please share with at least one more person that you think will really enjoy it. Ask them to subscribe as well so that more people can reach out and hear the messages that are coming through. If you are looking for support, this is what I do. I am a complete activator of your own spiritual gifts. If you are waking up and feeling all of the new parts of ascension, of waking up, of awareness, and you don't know what to do with this, I'm your person, guys. I am an activator of your own unique spiritual gifts. I can help you tune into them, acknowledge them, use them so that you can help yourself and others for the greater good. That's what I do. I also have a really special place of manifesting right now, which is an 8-week program that you can come in at any time. We meet on Wednesday evenings and you can get what you need. It has homework, it has healing, it has support. It is amazing, and it is at a really, really low price right now because it is my first time launching it, and I really wanted to make it accessible for you guys. If you're interested in that, send me a message and I will give you the details and the link to sign up if that's what you're interested in. So with that, I'm sending you so much love again, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.